We're about to cross the 100,000 dead American milestone. What does the White House view as having, by Election Day, what does the White House view as the number of dead Americans where you can say that you successfully defeated this pandemic? Is there a number?
Yeah, every loss of life counts. We say 100,000, but like the president says, one death is something to be mourned. These 100,000 individuals have a face. The president takes this very seriously. It's why he lowered the flag to half-staff for 3 days to remember these men and women. I think, Dr. Birx said it best when she said that in their estimates, they had anywhere between 1.5 and 2.2 million people in the U.S. succumbing to the virus if we didn't shut down the economy. The president made the very hard choice of shutting down the economy, so we avoided that extraordinary number.
When voters go to the polls in November and they want to judge the president on his response to this pandemic, what is the number of dead Americans that they should tolerate and where they can argue that yes, he successfully defeated the pandemic?
I think you're asking the wrong question. The right question is where did
That's
the data?
I want to ask, Kayleigh, so please don't tell me I'm asking a right or
And I
wrong
answered your question once, but if you ask it twice, it doesn't make it any better of a question. So I'll respond in kind. I've given you one answer. I'll continue to extrapolate upon that he always listened to the science. The president, when Dr. Fauci and Dr. Birx said you need to shut down the economy, that was hard for the president. In a typical year, 120,000 people die of suicide and drug overdose. It's in a typical year. And doctors have said when you shut down an economy for an extended period of time, that number gets greater. People don't show up for their cancer diagnoses. There are a litany of results when you close down an economy, but closing down the economy for this amount of time kept us far below the 2.2 million number. And as we start to reopen, we keep in mind the people who are missing their screening appointments, the people who are succumbing to suicide and drug overdose because of economic hardship. This president made the right choice. It was a delicate balance, and he did it exactly as he should, guided by data, and we are far below 2.2 million dead Americans because of the actions of President Trump.